How do donor-advised funds work for public charities versus foundations? Imagine being able to support your favorite causes while getting a tax break right away. That's what donor-advised funds offer, but how do they differ when used with public charities versus private foundations? Let's break it down. A donor-advised fund is like a charitable savings account managed by a public charity, called the sponsoring organization. You contribute assets like cash or stocks, and you get an immediate tax deduction. Then, you can recommend grants to charities over time. The key thing is, you don't control the funds directly. The sponsoring organization manages the assets and makes sure grants follow the rules. When it comes to public charities, they are eligible recipients of grants from donor-advised funds. These organizations meet IRS rules for broad public support, which makes them ideal beneficiaries. The sponsoring organization does due diligence to ensure the grants are used properly. Donors like using donor-advised funds because they can get a tax deduction now and decide later which public charities to support. It's a flexible way to give, and the sponsoring organization handles all the complicated paperwork and asset management. Private foundations are different. They are separate legal entities with their own governance, and they have strict rules about how they operate. Private foundations cannot receive grants from donor-advised funds. This is because DAFs are designed to support public charities and avoid conflicts of interest or self-dealing issues. Private foundations have their own tax-exempt status, and they are required to distribute a certain percentage of their assets each year. They also have more restrictions on their activities and investments. Legal and compliance rules are strict for both types of organizations. The IRS closely monitors donor-advised funds to prevent benefits to donors or related parties. For example, grants cannot pay for personal expenses like tuition or tickets. Donors can't use DAFs to fulfill legally binding pledges or support non-501(c)(3) organizations. The sponsoring public charity must perform due diligence to ensure grants go to qualified public charities and are used properly. For nonprofits, understanding these differences is important. Public charities benefit from DAF grants because they receive steady, flexible funding recommended by donors. Nonprofits should build relationships with DAF donors to tap into this resource. Private foundations, on the other hand, don't receive DAF grants but can collaborate with public charities that manage DAFs or receive grants from them. In summary, donor-advised funds work through public charities that sponsor and manage these accounts. Donors can recommend grants only to IRS-qualified public charities, not private foundations. This setup helps support public charities with flexible, tax-efficient funding while following legal and tax rules. Private foundations are outside this system because of their different legal and regulatory status.